Hi friends, how are you today? Are you happy? Yes. Are you okay? Yes. Today, I am going to teach you the ninth chapter. I believe that books will never disappear. I believe that books will never disappear is an excerpt from 24 Conversation with George Louis Borges by Robert Alifano. Robert Alifano is literary assistant to George Louis Borges. In this interview, 8 questions are asked and 5 thoughts and views are shared with George Louis Borges, who is partly a blind man. The first question was about his first literary reading. George Louis Borges answered that his first reading was Grimm's Fairy Tales in an English version. He also said that he had been educated by his father's library. The second question was about his mother, Donna Lenore. He answered about her unconditional love for him and felt guilty that he had not given her deserved happiness. He also believed that she didn't have any enemies in her life. The third question was about his blindness. Here, he spoke something positive about his blindness and asked us to embrace the challenges in life. Everything we experience is a resource. In the fourth conversation with Borges, Alifano speaks about a quote from Odyssey, an epic poem in Greek, that everything is pre-planned by God, to which Borges quotes a verse of God, all that is near becomes far. He says this because all things leave us, and he accepts his blindness and difficulties in life. In spite of his blindness, he still buys books and still goes on filling his house with books. In the fifth conversation, Alifano asks him to speak about theme of books. For that, Borges said, he had dreamed of the burning of a great library, the Library of Alexandria, with its countless volumes attacked by flames. By this, he asks us to buy books and save books from destructions. The next question from Alifano is, perhaps Borges, could it be that you owe your readers a book on the history of the book? Have you ever thought of writing such a book? For this, Borges answers, he will keep it in his mind and says, Spindler in his old age wrote Decline of the West. Therefore, he says he too will make an attempt to write. Then Alifano says, in one of your essays, you quote the words of Bernard Shaw. Every book worth being reread has been written by the Spirit. For this, Borges says, yes. And continues, the book always retains something sacred, something mortal, something magical, which brings happiness. The next question Alifano asked is, what is poetry? How would you define it? Borges answers that he believes that poetry is something so intimate, so essential, that it cannot be defined without oversimplifying it. He believes that poetry is the aesthetic act. It's magical, mysterious, and unexplainable, although not incomprehensible event. Alifano asked Borges, what is important in the art of poetry is finding the precise words. Borges responds positively that to a great extent and gives the example of Emily Dickinson. This quiet dust was gentlemen and ladies. Here, if she had written men and women, she would have failed as poet. But finding the precise words, she wrote, this quiet dust was gentlemen and ladies. The next question is, you have said that metaphors exist from our very beginnings. Could you expound on that concept, Borges? Borges replies that he believes that metaphors, if they are truly metaphors, exist from beginning of time. He reduces all the metaphors to 5 or 6, which seems to him to be the essential metaphors. In continuation of this, Alifano asks, what are those metaphors? Borges replies, time and a river, life and dreams, death and sleep, stars and eyes, flowers and women are the essential metaphors that are found in all literatures. He believes that the poet's task is to discover metaphors even though they may already exist. Then Alifano asks, modern developments in communications will replace the books with something more dynamic that will require less time than reading. What do you think of that? For this, Borges says, I believe that books will never disappear. Among the many inventions of man, the book without a doubt is the most astounding. All the others are extension of our bodies. Therefore, he strongly believes that books will never disappear. At last, Alifano says, well, you state in a memorable passage that literature is a dream. Borges says, it's true. Literature is a dream, a controlled dream. Books are the great memory of all centuries. Their function, therefore, is irreplaceable. If books disappear, surely history would disappear, and surely man would disappear. Thank you. Grimm's Fairy Tales, Children's Story, Resource, Asset, Device or Money, Aesthetic of or sensitive to beauty, Banal, not original, Donna, used as a courtesy title before the name of a woman in a Spanish-speaking area. Whimsical, fanciful, Odyssey, Greek epic written by Homer, Library of Alexandria, one of the largest libraries of the ancient world which was burnt. Spengler, Oswald Spengler, German historian, and philosopher. Thank you. Subscribe David's English Made Easy channel. Thank you.